the Philadelphia Eagles' second preseason game. And all right, so Dorian Thompson Robinson is not nothing's going to happen there with Dorian Thompson. I know we picked him up in the offseason from the Cleveland Browns, and I don't see anything happening there with him because you know, him and Kyle McCord were going, and you could just see he he does not have command of the offense, and he just doesn't look good. He doesn't look good at all. And I mean, you throwing balls, hitting people in the helmet, interceptions, and you know, I saw they took him out like immediately in the third quarter. They brought him in, and then I think after one play they took him out, and then Kyle McCord. So here's what we know: we know Jalen Hurts is going to be number one. We know Tanner McKee is number two, and I'm giving QB3 to Kyle McCord. I think Dorian Thompson, his time is done in Philadelphia. The trade did not work out, Howie. I think they were looking at him as sort of like a mini Jalen with the athleticism and being able to move around, but he's just not. He doesn't even look like a quarterback. All right, he looks like somebody that you can move to receiver or slot receiver or something like that. But we don't have time for projects. This is a Super Bowl team. We are looking to continue on that Super Bowl success. So there's no way that I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to continue to work with Dorian Thompson Robinson. It was just horrible. It was not good at all. All right, so Kyle McCord is definitely going to be QB3. He looks real good. He looks like, you know, he can command the offense, gets the ball out of his hand really quickly. I'm looking at my notes here. Gets the ball out of his hand quickly. Looks like he has somewhat of a command of the offense. Knows when to get the ball out of his hands. Sees when pressure's coming from one side. And looks like he'll be serviceable as a QB3. But Jalen Hurts, Tanner McKee, 1 and 2, that's solidified. And 3, I'm going to give this to Kyle McCord. I think Dorian Thompson Robinson's just going to get cut. I think it's going to be over for him. So moving on, Jahad Campbell had a solid outing. Again, he had a sack in the game. Looked really good. I think he's going to, when you look at that spot, when we our linebackers at full speed and full strength, Jahad Campbell is going to be a beast. I think in this rookie season he's going to make some plays. He's going to do really well. But he's going to put some pressure on Nakobe Dean. Okay, I know Nakobe's coming back from injury, looking really good, but he's going to put some pressure on Nakobe Dean. The reason why is because he's so long. He has that length. He has that athleticism. Nakobe is, Nakobe, don't get me wrong, great player, but he has to work extra hard, all right, for that same amount, that same level where Jahad Campbell, it just comes naturally because he has the height, he has the body build, he has the quickness, that twitch fiber, and he can get to the ball, and he looks good. Once he learns what he's doing in this defense, he's going to be unstoppable. So I think that was a great pickup by Howie. Him dropping down to us, that's phenomenal. So Jahad Campbell is going to look good. Andrew McKeeba, man. Andrew McKeeba. Look, he looked really, really good. I think it's unfortunate for Sidney Brown. Sidney, has been with the Eagles a couple of years now, and I know he was injured last year, coming back. But Andrew McKeeba, I think, even just based off of this game, he looks like he can really contribute. He looks like he is really looking to make something happen. Like he's doing something, right? So Andrew McKeeba, I think, is going to be going to beat out Sidney Brown for that safety spot because he just looks live, man. I could tell he is ready to go. He's hyped. He's quick. He can read defenses. Got to the ball, picked that ball off from QB from Cleveland, and Andrew Makuba I think is going to win that spot. I don't know what you guys think, but I think Andrew Makuba is going to beat Sidney Brown out. Sidney is don't get me wrong. Sidney is a hitter, man. He's a thumper, but he goes at 100% and doesn't actually know when to finesse it, right? When to come in at the right. He sometimes he takes the wrong angles. I mean, he makes hard hitting tackles. Sometimes he's prone to get beat over the top. So I'm gonna go with Andrew Makuba. I think Andrew is just a little bit more faster, more athletic, and we're gonna need some nastiness on the defense from that second team, right? That second team defense. I didn't see any nastiness. We need a nasty player. We need some nasty players on defense, especially in that second team. If we're looking at injuries, right? If we're looking at injuries, Andrew Makuba was one of the highlights on that second team defense. Jahad Campbell. I know these guys are going to they're going to be starters. They're going to start. This is my opinion. I think they're going to start, but it's we need a thumper, right? Remember, we had Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins was a Christian. Brian Dawkins was a beast and an animal when you walk on that field. And that's what you want, right? I know that's what CJ GJ was bringing to us. But CJ, I think the reason why CJ GJ is not here, it didn't have anything to do with money. Well, maybe it did have to do with money. I think what eventually was going to happen with CJ GJ is he was going to ask for some money. He was going to hold out. We just won the Super Bowl. Something was going to happen, and I think Howie just got ahead of that and got him out of here. I like the attitude, though. That's the kind of attitude you got to have on the field. If you're a football player, you got to have attitude, especially playing safety. Come on, man. You got to bring it. And so, and that was something that I thought, with CJGJ, that it really, he just didn't have the attitude to bring, to really, he didn't have the right attitude off. Let me say off the field. Okay, he had it on the field, didn't have it off the field. Let me go down these notes real quick. Just a couple more that I want to share with you guys. The second team defense needs work. Like I said, we need an enforcer, and I didn't see one. It was such poor tackling in that preseason game against Cleveland. Tackling was poor. I mean, they were breaking tackles all over the place. They made people look good in that game. And so we got to improve on that. We got to improve on our defense on second team. I know our first team guys, we're going to be solid. And I don't know what's going to happen in that cornerback 2 spot. Right now, I think they say Adoree Jackson is winning that spot. It's unfortunate for Keely Ringo because he has the build. He's tall, he's able to, but it looks like Adoree Jackson is going to win that. I know we had the other corner come in from the Raiders. He looked good too. He had a pass breakup, still, getting his feet together. But I think Adoree Jackson is probably going to take the spot. He needs to be pushed, and he needs people to keep putting pressure on him. And if those guys continue to put pressure on him in practice and making sure iron sharpens iron, I think he could actually take that. There's going to be a lot of people on defense that's getting cut. A lot. On that second team, third team, I saw guys, they looked slow. They didn't pursue to the ball properly. And it just didn't look good at all, right? And so, we need to fix that. We need to fix that. And I know, our defensive coordinator is going to fix that. I know he's gonna do his job. So, yeah. And this is another thing that I saw, and this was in my notes here. According to the announcers, they said that the Cleveland Browns were beating the Eagles all week in camp. I need some verification on that. If anybody, if you guys are know for sure that Cleveland was beating out our ones. Miles Garrett was beating our ones. I mean, I heard them saying that. I heard them talking it and saying something like that, but I didn't think it was legit, right? I didn't think that it was anything to really and look, this is preseason. Don't get me wrong. This is early. This is just camp. We're not trying to release it. We're not trying to go all out. We're ready for that first game, September 4th against Dallas. That's what we're gearing up towards. So I look. These are just my notes. These were just some of the notes that I had. Again, Dorian Thompson, horrible. Kyle McCord has that. Jahad Campbell was solid. Andrew Makuba is going to win that spot over Sidney Brown. We need to see some more of Jacorian Bennett. That's the other cornerback. We need to see some more of him. Maybe in this next third preseason game, he gets a lot of snaps. We can see what he can do. Second team defense needs work. We need an enforcer. Because I didn't see one. A lot of poor tackling. And that's it, man. So I just wanted to jump on real quick, share this with you guys, what I saw in this game. Drop in the comments what you guys saw in that second preseason game. Let me know if, what I'm saying, if you think what I'm saying is accurate, not accurate. I'd like to have a conversation about it. Let's do that. Thank you for joining, tuning in. Look, I'm always going to be talking Eagles. I'm going to be talking Eagles all season long. I'm going to be taking notes from every single game, and then I'm going to be sharing my notes from every single game, what I saw, what I think we need to improve on, how we get back to the Super Bowl, and every game, and sort of breaking that down a little bit. So the next third preseason game, I'm going to do the same. I'm doing these once a week. This channel is dedicated to the Eagles. It's also dedicated to my faith. And it's dedicated to my business. So this is the type of videos that I share. This is the kind of stuff that I share. I'm passionate about the Eagles. I'm passionate about God and about my business. So if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, and you're looking to get some advice on marketing, this is the place to stop and look at it. So Eagles, man, look, fly Eagles, fly. Ready for this next preseason game. See you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.